Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I'm Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the family. If you're returning, welcome back. I have missed you guys. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a minute. Take a deep breath if you choose to. And open yourself up to the messages. Open yourself up to the cleansing and clearing and uplifting energy from this Palo Santo. This is something that I haven't done for a while, is an energy cleanse for everybody. And I am in just like some of the best energy today while I'm filming. So I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to share my gifts with you guys and really help bring these messages a whole new dimension. So we're going to be using this Palo Santo. I am flowing some Reiki energy through as I'm speaking. You can choose to accept it if you want. You don't have to. But moving forward, I want to talk about this reading. So we are getting messages about Mabon's blessings coming forth. So Mabon is a time of harvest. It is a time in which the sun's reign in the sky starts diminishing, and the moon and the magic and the divine feminine and the mystery of the world comes to the forefront. Now, if you guys are in the southern hemisphere, you have the opposite. You have Ostara. And Ostara is the exact opposite time. It's where the sun comes out and it stretches its arms and says, I am ready to have my time out in the open and in dominion over the skies and the planets. And of course, when we look at astrology, these planets or luminaries, as we call them, the sun is always in dominion unless there is something that is out of bounds, and then it kind of operates on its own frequency, own mannerisms, and own rule set. But when we are looking at the Sabbats, we look at the time in which the sun comes forth, for that denotes when the goddess comes from the underworld and she plays in the sun, and the goddess and the god are together and they create new life for us, for the world, and for each other. And when we are talking about Mabon and Mabon's blessings, we are talking about the harvest season. So if you are in the southern hemisphere and you are watching this, please apply this in kind of a reversal, in the sense of blessings that are coming forth from the god and goddess as the sun takes reign in the sky and really starts shining forth on seeds that are being planted. For the rest of us up here in the northern hemisphere, we are going to be focusing on the blessings that we are receiving from Mabon, the blessings of the coming back to equality between the sun and the moon, the blessings of abundance, fertility, harvest, the reaping what we have sown, and the welcoming in of all of the blessings and gifts that the universe has to offer for us, that the god and goddess have to offer for us, that Mother Gaia has to offer for us. However you choose to see it, however you choose to define it, this is about reaping what we have sown. It is about the equality between the sun and the moon. It is about a union and a harmony of what was to what will be in the now moment, in what absolutely is. So without further ado, we are working collectively with the rings rune, and this is a coming together of the god and goddess. It is a coming together of the sun and the moon, but it is also them coming together in equality within ourselves. So our shadow and our light are equalizing, balancing out before we dive into the realm of shadow and we take a look at the things that we have been suppressing or repressing, and we do the work that we're called to do Now, not all of us are going to be called to shadow work. Some of us have a different cycle and a different season in our own unique way. For me, I'm moving into my third house, which means I'm moving into reevaluating how I speak to myself and to others, reevaluating whether the words that I speak are done simply for the sake of keeping the peace, or if they're done because of a sense of need for justice, or if they're spoken because of this or that. Like there's an evaluation period for me in this time. And that's just for me. What is it for you? Some of you are Libra risings, so you're moving into your absolute spring season. You would likely resonate more with the Ostara perspective for the newness, the reawakening of the self. For others of you, this is the 12th house, and this really is the time for you to dive as deep as you can, for the depths are open to you. Knowing your natal chart will help you understand the process and the energy that you're flowing through and flowing with. We are all learning to come together with beautiful luminaries in the sky, finding balance, finding harmony, finding peace, and moving in a more fluid way. So, pile 1. If you choose pile 1, you are choosing the Witch's Rosary, which is the card number 43, reduces to a 7, along with the Crossroads rune. For any of you who work with deities, Hecate is very prevalent and very strong within this energy, and she will be taking the forefront in bringing messages forth. Pile 2, we have St. John's wort and marigold with the number 36. You also have the Harvest rune. This energy is very strong with Oshun. Mama Oshun is here with pile 2, and she wants to bring forth messages strong and bold. For pile 3, we have cranberries with the number 10, as well as the star rune. This carries the energy of Themis very strongly, the goddess Themis. So if you are called to the goddess Themis, these messages will be from her. And then we have the autumn equinox with the moon rune and the number 3. Now, this energy doesn't have a specific deity. However, Cernunnos and Danu are very strong. So this is more Fae-based, more Celtic-based. So with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and tap into the energies. I'm going to put on some meditation music, and we will go into your reading and into your piles, and I will see you at your piles. Hello, pile 1. If you chose to work with Hecate and the Crossroads rune, as well as this card, which is Rosary, card number 43, this is your message about your Mabon blessings. So the Witch's Rosary says, craft your skills with intentions repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. So when we're talking about Hecate, Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads. She is the goddess of the liminal spaces, the in-between. She is a goddess who teaches psychopomps, those who help other souls transition between the living and the dead. She also is the goddess and protectress, protectress of women and children, especially orphan children or women who suffer through ABUSE or any sort of situation that is similar to that. Now, when we are talking about a crossroads point, the crossroads mixed with this witch's rosary, it really does talk about this coming to a place in which you realize, I've been here before. I've done this before. I recognize the patterns and the calling to choose path A or path B. But this time I have had enough practice. I have repeated certain patterns over and over and over again. I have repeated certain lessons enough times that it does not suit me to continue repeating these things. And not just it doesn't suit you, but you have learned and you are ready to grow beyond that. Now, because of that, there is this energy of lessons from Mabon saying, you've learned this lesson, but you are now at the crossroads. You are now at a point in which it's time for you to make a decision. Now, have you done enough research? Do you have the knowledge, the wisdom? Have you sought every avenue available to you before you choose? You're standing in the middle of this crossroads. It's like standing in the middle of a four-way intersection and there are no vehicles traveling. It's like I'm seeing a gravel road and you're surrounded by fields and each field is different. In the four corners, each field is different. It provides a different type of nourishment and experience for you. Will you go to the direction that has the cornfield on one side and the soybean field on one side, or the soybean field and the flax field, or the flax field and the grain and or the wheat field, or the wheat and the corn? Now, do you see that no matter which direction you choose, each direction that you pick will inevitably have two of the four available options? In the past, you may not have seen that no matter which direction you took, you were taking a direction that had two options available, two different avenues that you could tap into, two different blessings, two different wisdoms, two different teachings, to whatever it is. The number two is very prevalent here. So in this sense, what you're choosing is not necessarily a direction, but which elements you want to work with. Will you work with the sun and the moon, or will you work with the earth and the moon, or the earth and the sun? And why, if you're on earth, then why don't you eliminate earth as seeing that you work with earth all the time? So each path inevitably is earth in some way, shape, or form. So you can work with the sun and the moon, or the sun and Mercury, but you're also working with the earth. So you're working with 3 in 1. Now you have grown your lessons from what was before into something even bigger, something even more profound, because you're adding a third in there knowingly. You know that you have already mastered this third. So where you're at as far as your Mabon blessings goes is that you are choosing a path. You're at a crossroads point that you've been at before or similar, enough that the energy is recognizable and you know that you need to choose something, but the wisdom and the awareness of what you're choosing is expanding exponentially so that you have more information and you say, okay, I've practiced this and this and this, and so now I know what is right for me. So let's get a little bit more information because I'm very curious about this. I really do hope this is translating, and I'm just simply trusting Spirit and Hecate to bring this message to those it's meant for, because I know that this is different than it can be. So let's take a look at your extra blessings. I love this. Tea leaves and foresight. So I promise you guys I don't read these, but I was thinking about the fact that I mixed tea and coffee together. And I don't normally do that. And it looks really It almost looks gross up on top because there's coffee creamer in it and there's lemon juice. And when you mix lemon juice and milk or lemon juice and cream, you find, or you create buttermilk. It's a sour milk. But in this particular like concoction that I was led to make, you can taste the coffee creamer, that kind of herby or very spicy. We'll go with spicy because it's got cloves and allspice and cinnamon in it. So you can taste all those delicious spices, but you also have the kind of tang and tart of the lemon. And you can taste the different flavors of the coffee profile, but you can also taste the tea profile. And so you can taste all of them together, but it looks one way. So this is a lot of that energy of, you can see a path that blends multiple things together, and you can see how each one is going to unfold because you're able to tap into this foresight that you have. And you can see all of the different avenues and possibilities of what is to come. But you see all the different dimensions that exist versus somebody else who would just see, okay, I've got this path or this path or this path. And then they feel like they're being limited because now I have to choose a path, but they don't realize all of what is surrounding is contributing to that path. So it's just a new lesson in a different form with other elements so that you can learn how to cultivate what you've already been cultivating for a longer duration of time using different elements. And I apologize if the sound gets a little wonky. I have this weird itch directly below my nose. It's like on my upper lip. It's strange. So then we have friendship. All right. And then 14 with denial. And finally, we have 39 with success. So this to me, and this is a 5, and this reduces to a 3. That gives us 8. That is that next step from the Witch's Rosary. So we go from 7 to 8. So this is about this feeling, this awareness that in the past, the path that you have chosen has been one in which the visions that you had kind of there's an energy of being elevated and an energy of being separated. And those two energies actually feel intricately intertwined so that they're the same. So you were elevated, but also, what was the other word, Spirit? It just like fell out of my head. It's like you were removed from friendship groups because of what you knew, because of what you could see. And it felt like no matter how many times you tried to build friendships and build this community and build this group, something always was off. But it's about recognizing that the path taken is the one that is meant for you. And in time, over time, those that are meant for you will find you. And especially the ones that are meant for you that have felt the same way you have, that have felt that kind of ostracization, that feeling that they've been pushed out and eliminated and removed. Eliminated, there we go. So in this sense, one of the biggest blessings from this Mabon for you, pile 1, is that you're going to be able to have this foresight, this wisdom, this knowingness of which path to take. And over the course of this pathway that you're taking, this very successful, like I can see, I can perceive, friendships that have once been blocked off are starting to open up. The more work that you do, the more you dedicate yourself to your work, the more success you will find in overcoming that denial, overcoming that push away, that kind of almost forbidden energy. And you'll be able to come into this beautiful energy of friendship where you may see them ahead of time. Your friends, this new friendship group coming in, you may see them ahead of time. And I get the sense that they're going to be practitioners very much the same as you. Whatever it is that you practice, it doesn't have to be witchcraft. For some of you, it is. It doesn't have to be. But for some of you, it's just simply spirituality. Some of you, it's religion. Whatever it is, I get the sense that whoever is coming in, your Mabon blessing is an incoming of friends and groups based upon the choice that you make. So let's get a little bit more information. We have the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. This is a lot of childlike energy for you guys. Not in a bad way, but I am picking up a lot of childlike energy. It's like this inspiration meets emotion, and together we will fly. And then I'm seeing like, we fly, Hocus Pocus. I'm seeing Winifred Sanderson. Okay, what do we have here? These we're going to put away. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. This is why. Okay, on the back we have the Three of Swords. There is a kind of new energy coming in, this new energy, this brilliant new energy. The energy that's here to help you realize that every heartache, every heart pain, especially those from the past, can be brought back into balance. So you don't have to feel this fear that everything that you've built is going to be damaged or destroyed. It's almost like pile one. It's like in the past, you've had this beast come up against you. I actually have one of my best friends has gone through a very similar situation of what is coming through your energy. And it came through in like corporate America, where they came in and they build you up. They give you this hopeful wonder, you know, this feeling like, okay, everything that I feel inspired by, everything that I feel hopeful for right here, I'm going to have. These things are possible. These things are true. This is what my life is going to be. And they make that supposition that that's how it's going to be. And you feel like, oh, I finally have everything that I've ever wanted. Finally have everything that I've ever dreamed of. And it's being offered to me in this way by this person that I know I can trust, because they treat me in this same way that a parent would, or they treat me in this way, or whatever, what have you. There was an illusion cast. Yeah. An illusion cast that this was going to be exactly what you needed. And what happened was the Five of Pentacles. What happened was you were left out in the cold. You were ignored, and all the balance and the harmony you believed you would have, now you had to spend all this time fighting it. Now you had to cling to the safety and the stability. Why? Because you had so much coming against you. You had it coming against you, and it left you feeling like your entire heart was just shattered. The pathway that is opening up for you, or rather the multiple pathways opening up for you, they're opening up for you because what was once denied has led to a success. What was once ignored has led to friendship. What was once unseen now shall be seen. Moving forward, what you shall have is clear vision, clear knowing, and a clear direction. And while you come to a crossroads, you know that the direction that you shall be taking moving forward is one in which the three swords that once pierced the heart are now those that you carry within you as your strength, as your resilience. The seven wands that came against you, you now use as your inspiration. You now take that and you say, I'm not going to cling to my security anymore. I'm going to inspire myself to have what I have always dreamt of having, but no longer will this person be another giving it to me. Now I am both the mother and child. Now I am both the adult and the child. Now I am the mentor and mentee. Now I am all of these things, and therefore the only denial that I shall find is that which that is not right and not meant for my ultimate success. For my success is what I shall have. And that's really what you're moving towards, is success is yours. So we're going to get some final tea messages. All right, here we go. It says, today I have grown taller from walking with the trees. It's not, it will not do that. Okay. Your inner self is your inner guide. I'm still trying to get it to focus. There we go. Your inner self is your inner guide. See if I can get it here. The unknown is where all outcomes are possible. Enter it with grace. So you guys are moving into the unknown. And then it says, know that you are a child of the universe. I absolutely love this one. Especially with that Six of Cups. This is that child of the universe. With the Six of Cups, this is literally saying, well, the universe is now offering you the gift. The universe is now offering to you what it is that you felt has been denied. The universe has not been denying you. It's simply that the path and the lessons that you were learning were ones that were helping you to craft your skills with intention, to move with intention, to move with purpose, and to make changes with that so that moving forward, you being a child of the universe meant that you would believe in the impossible, that you would take what felt like was impossible and set that ablaze so that you could set a new path filled with passion, filled with purpose, filled with truth, so that you could make the changes in your life that would lead to the changes that you want to make in this world, and you wouldn't hesitate any longer. So pile one, this is what your blessings, this Mabon, are going to be. And blessings and bounty are the words that are coming forth for you. It's been an honor to read these cards for you. It's an honor to sit here with you, and it is an honor to commune with your guides and with mine on these messages. Thank you so much, Pile One, for being here. Thank you to your guides, my guides, and the Great Spirit for facilitating the connection between our energies, flowing these messages forth, and allowing them to spread and reach all those within the collective who are open and ready for these bounty and these blessings. Thank you so much. Pile One, if this resonated and you guys would like to show me how well it resonated, I don't know, Pile One. Okay. Anyways, please feel free to like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, comment down in the comment section below. I really love interacting with you guys. But comment down in the comment section below with like a fist, like a strongman arm, and just like show the world, like, yes, I am open, I am strong, I am firm, I am true, I am ready. Say, I am ready for my bounty. I am ready for my blessings. Well, we're going to go with that, Pile One. I am ready for my bounty. I am ready for my blessings. All right, Pile One, I love you guys all, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile Two. Welcome. I don't know why I felt like I needed to I almost went back into my intro for all my overall videos with welcoming you guys. So I don't know if you guys, I kind of get this kind of new start, hesitancy vibe, but if you chose the second crystal and card, you chose the harvest crystal or the harvest rune and the card 36 with St. John's wort and marigold. Now 36 reduces to a 9. And 9s are the energy of completion. They are kind of that last push, that last step before you go into the 10s, which reduce to a 1, and you start that cycle over again. you also have a lot of energy in this pile of the goddess Oshun. Now, Oshun has a variety of different ways in which she comes forth, depending upon how you practice. Oh, my little ladybug flipped over. Interesting. Okay. So with the ladybug flipped over, I take everything in these readings as a sign, as a message. Ladybugs traditionally are good luck symbols. They are symbols of abundance, of blessings. And we are talking about your harvest blessings here. With Oshun, she's talking about recognizing her in the many different ways and shapes she comes forth. The St. John's wort and marigold card, it says, against your will, there will not be. No entrance, no welcoming, be gone. Now, St. John's wort is one of those beautiful herbs that you can find out in the world, in your gardens, but you can also find them in the supplement aisle at the grocery store. It's traditionally used to help with depression, anxiety, seasonal depression especially, but also for help with sleeping. It's combating those darker energies, those darker thoughts that can come about. Marigolds are a beautiful flower. They're to help you uplift your energy to come forth into a more empowered place. This card in and of itself, along with the harvest rune, talks about what it is that you're moving into energetically. Now, pile 2, the number one thing coming through, especially from Oshun, is to remember that while she gives blessings and while she is seen as the goddess of love and of waters and flow and all of these things, she also is deeply protective. She is protective of those who she is following or those she is charged with protecting. She is protective of those who come to her, needing her help, needing her awareness and her guidance. When I tap into her energy, there is a lot of warmth. There's a feeling of home. When we talk about harvest, we're talking about what seeds we have sown. And a lot of the times, because I live in a predominantly farming location in the world, harvest is a time of long days, long nights, but it's also a time where farming families themselves really come together and they lean on each other. You know, they're out in the field and they're doing their harvesting, they're doing their combining, and you bring food out to them. And it's this communal energy that comes to the fields, to the actual harvest itself. But it's all your work. Now you're starting to cut down your work and you know that the winter season is coming. And so the fields are not going to be tended from here on forth. Once you're done harvesting the field, it will lay how it is for the coming winter. And you know that the snow and the accumulation of that moisture is going to feed back into the earth so that when spring comes and it's time to plant new seeds, Mother Nature has already done a lot of work. And it's this beautiful symbiosis where one is working here and then the other is working here, and you're flowing with the natural elements and cycles of the world, but you're also tending to things and putting forth your own effort. This in and of itself is the energy of manifestation. This pile it's like you guys are at that final push for a manifestation to come in. And only you know what the manifestation is. It depends on what seeds you have planted, what you have tended to, and what you know has been growing. When we come to that final push, we can come face to face with our shadow. We can come face to face with the naysayers, the ones that say, you know what, you're never going to get there. You're never going to this or that. And those energies, if allowed, can really sink into your psyche, and it can make you feel like your luck has been flipped. But Oshun is coming forth, and this energy here is coming forth to let you know that at Mabon or Ostara, depending on what place in the world you live, during this seasonal shift and change, the whole world is at a point of equality. There is not one person who is more adept or more equipped at saying this is right or this is wrong for you, because everyone is under the same skies. When we look at the Sabbats and we think about the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere and how everything is kind of reversed depending on which side of the world or which hemisphere of the world you live on, Ostara and Mabon are the times where the entire world is experiencing the same kind of shift. It's all experiencing a shift of equality, equal day, equal night, equal time of the sun and the moon. And it's about recognizing that no matter what anyone else may say, no matter what anyone else may perceive at this time, we're all on the same equal energy playing field. And for you, pile 2, this is about you saying, we may all be on this equal playing field, but I know what my playing field looks like because I know what I have tended to. And so you can come in with your naysaying, but that is not going to impact me. And in times where that push from the outside energies, or even from your shadow self with imposter syndrome or, self-doubt, self-sabotage, when those come up, you can absolutely call on Mama Oshun and say, I need the help to wash this away. I need the cleansing, clear, fresh waters to wash this away so I can see with the eyes of my creativity, so I can see with the eyes of my utmost power. And I can know and hold that knowing that my path and purpose is here, that I am on the same playing field, but that everything has now been neutralized into equality. And I am ready to harvest that which I have sown, for I know that I am worthy. And I choose to say, I choose to engage in energy that does not seek to diminish, that does not seek to withhold, that does not seek to staunch the flow of my positivity, of my luck, of my purpose and my path. I seek to stand separate from that and hold to what I know my truth is. I choose to see that I am on the precipice of what it is that I have been working to bring in. And I know that the universe is aligning everything as it is meant to be. No more will these forces take hold. No more will this mindset take hold. I am able to tap into other energies and resources, ask for help, and get clear guidance and move forward. And this Mabon season, the blessings coming in are really that energy of support, that energy of let's work together. You do the work in the field of combining, of harvesting. I will bring you nourishment. You tend to the fields now, and I will tend to them when it's time for you to rest. We are in this together, and the universe really, really is pushing for you to understand that you have a lot more support in the spiritual realm that you can access if you so choose. So let's get a look at your oracle cards and get a little deeper. Yes, we've got dowsing rods with seeker. There is that saying with manifestation that which you seek is also seeking you. That which you desire also desires you. This is about you recognizing that you have the ability within your hands to tap into resources that shall help guide you along your path of seeking. And then we have 24 with lust. This is that energy of pulling you towards a mentality or an energy that is trying to suck you in. There is that, when we think about lust, we can often put it into sexual overtones, but this is more about the lust of the outside world saying, I want, I'm going to take. And you're seeking the awareness of where this is coming from and how to overcome it. We have finally fertility and love. So this is about you really knowing that this is the time where the universe is giving you all that you desire. And recognizing the difference between lust and love is very, very crucial for you in this time. When you open yourself up to the energies for the energies that are helping you to find the right path, to find the purpose, to find the fertility that you're seeking, recognizing, is this energy that is coming forth, coming to me because it wants something from me, or because it genuinely has a goodness within it that wants to help? And when you open yourself up in that way, you're actually harvesting what I'm getting is harvesting a mindset. It's like I can see somebody inside their own mind, and they've created a field inside their own mind, and they're choosing to harvest that area first. So what you're cutting down are the old mentalities, the old ways of moving, all the old things. And when those old things are being cut down, they don't always want to be. So they can seem, oh, I'm not quite ready for harvest, or I'm too pretty for harvest. You can't pick this flower because it's so beautiful, but you know that you need a bouquet of flowers on your table, and that would be perfect for the centerpiece. So this is asking you to recognize whether this flower is something that is trying to circumvent being put into the bouquet, even though the bouquet would be something that would be a symbol of love. And recognizing these things so that you can actually move beyond it and see that all of the cycles of all of this have taught you a lot about your own fertile fields internally, your own mentality, and how your mentality is one that is there for the long haul, so to speak. So I want to get a little bit more information for the blessings. Universe, Spirit, and Oshun, I call upon you here today and ask for your clarity and guidance for the blessings coming for pile 2. What are the blessings coming for pile 2? Thank you. Okay, we have the 4 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. This is a deep healing energy here for you guys. When we have the 4 of Cups, I always think of the 4 of Cups as being that card that is the hardest emotional energy to navigate through, because she knows she can't have those cups. She's worked hard for those cups. These cups are the blood and the sweat and the tears of your heart and your hard work. And there's this energy of knowing that those cups aren't right. These are what you're starting to harvest, to cut down so that you can have fertile fields afterwards. And the universe is saying, allow me to help you. Let me show you this cup. Let me show you this positive, uplifting, loving energy. Let me show you how I can bring this forth or help you bring this forth into your life. And the real blessing is actually the 6 of Swords, because this is about you choosing to tap into those freshwater energies of Mama Oshun and having her lead you across to the other side, to a place where the blessings are bountiful. The blessings are everything that you have dreamt of. It's your manifestation, the manifestation that you've been working at. Okay, the 7 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. This is that manifestation. It's this awareness that you've battled because you knew that there was something different. There was something new. There was this new beginning, this new start. But in order to bring that new start to fruition, you needed to have the clarity of what needed to be toppled, of what this lustful energy was pulling on you for, because you saw this new beginning and you fought really hard to get to that. You fought against the naysayers because this new beginning is ready for you. When you know and you stand firm in that, and you know that you have put in the work, you have really done the work, you have fought against turmoil and tumultuous waters, you have gone against people who have really battled back at you, and you said, no, this is my new beginning. My new beginning may involve something hard, something that may look to others like a loss. It may look like the fields are dead. It may look during harvest season as though everything is falling to the ground, or that all that hard work is gone. But really, the clarity and the truth here is that all of that is your bounty. All of that you are cutting down, that's your blessing. Your blessing is that overcoming. Your blessing is moving out of lust into love. Your blessing is in knowing the path you have been seeking. Your blessing is the fertility of new beginnings and new growth. Your blessing is healing from the pain and the hardship and the heartache. Your blessing is in having that clarity without the pain, because you know your new beginning is here. So let's get some final messages from the tea. Ooh, too many. I'm going to pop these in. Okay. So you guys actually got a fortune as well. It said, yes, be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. This is exactly what you have been doing. You have put forth so much time and energy and effort. You have chosen to do the hard work, even at the cost of a hurt heart, even at the cost of losing a lot of what you have built, even at the cost of having to walk away, to move away, to go against those who are going to fight against you, and knowing that you're going to have to topple something. You've chosen a path that you knew you have been seeking, the path that meant that you had to move beyond what seemed easy, what seemed familiar, into a path that meant that you would step into your heart, that you would build from that place. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all, and you have chosen to do it well, and that is rewarded. That is seen. It doesn't go unnoticed by the universe. When we really put in the work, the universe sees it and says, okay, I recognize this pain. I recognize this hardship. I recognize all the healing and the work that you've had to do, the traveling, the sacrifices. I recognize that you saw what you needed to do and you did it anyway. I recognize how strong you have grown in your mind. I recognize it. I see this. And you're creating now from the heart fertile, abundant fields. Life is best lived by focusing on your goals and dancing through all the other distractions. A peaceful mind is a strong mind. I love how much these really do match and flow with this message. It says, in all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous, with Aristotle. Balance of head and heart yields strength of character. See, there's that balance. That for you, pile two, this balance, this equality is your head and your heart aligning with each other. It's you recognizing how you and your mentality really are the key factors of you getting to that manifestation. We've got two more. Love is the highest of all virtues. And finally, we have from Emily Dickinson, beauty is not caused, it is. Sometimes when we go through these changes and these transformations, when we're at the point of yielding the abundance that we have been cultivating, we forget to see the beauty in everything in life. There are moments in our journey or along our path in which when we pause and we look around, we can see the plumage of the birds that are flying overhead or perched on a limb next to us, the colors of the trees and the way in which the colors dance and glimmer with the sun shining and the wind blowing through. And we can either choose to see it and not experience it, or to see it and feel it and hold it and allow it to hold us, so that we can see how much love has gone into just creating this world for us to experience. And when we move into that state, then it doesn't matter how many naysayers there are. It doesn't matter how many people say you can't do this or you can't do that or blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter how many people are going to say, well, maybe you should do this because this is easier, because this is familiar, because this or that. You say, no, I know what my heart says. I know what has hurt my heart, and I know what has let my heart go free. And I choose, no matter how much you don't understand what is toppling, I choose to be the one that topples it. I choose to have that clarity and that peace of mind. I choose this new beginning. I choose my manifestation. I choose to trust. I choose to love. It's a powerful, powerful energy here, pile 2. And I am so deeply grateful to be able to tap into it, to bring it into the world as the vessel, as the channel for it to go through my filter to reach you. So I want to say thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to your guides and mine for facilitating the connection between our energies so these messages can flow through and spread out into the collective and reach all those they are meant to. Thank you. Pile 2, if this resonated, I truly appreciate. You guys can like this video, comment in the comment section below, subscribe to my channel, share the video if you feel called to. Any of those things help support the channel. And I love interacting with you guys. So thank you. I'm going to leave you here. I will see you at my next reading. I love you all. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the star rune as well as the cranberries card, this is your message about the blessings from this Mabon season. So you chose the cranberries card, which is the number 10. And it says, devour the truth and let it sink into the depths of all that came before and all that will come after. And I want to show this to you. There are so many things on this card alone. The first thing that struck me was all of the spirit animals surrounding her. And then the fact that she's pouring water into where they are harvesting cranberries. And cranberries are grown in water in bogs, from my recollection of the knowledge. I didn't Google it. You may want to look into cranberries. But then you have the star rune that you chose. And if you notice, she is wearing a crown of stars. She's surrounded by stars, but her crown has started to grow branches and branch up and out from her. And there is this bird above her that looks like a white dove that also has a crown of a star itself. Now, the star is about your wishes and your goals. It's about enlightenment and intuition and hope. It's about having guidance in the night sky when it feels like you don't know where you're at. If you think about the ways in which sailors used to find their way, they used to plot their course in the open seas, not based off of different landmarks, but based off of the stars, the ways in which they were arranged in the sky. And that sky is so different for each and every one of us. We could look up at the same sky and be 1,000 miles away from each other, and we would see different constellations and different makeup of the stars. They'd be shifted just a little bit differently. And it's not that the stars are different. It's that where we're at is different than each other. This is a truth, a sort of universal truth that we're all on our own unique path. We're all on our own unique journey, but we're all journeying together. We talk about connectedness and oneness, and that's so true. Everything is interconnected and interwoven. And sometimes when we get glimpses of how things are interwoven, it can be overwhelming. It can be mind-boggling in and of itself, but it's still true. And yet at the same time, individuality and individuation is still true as well. You pile 3 are on your own unique journey, your own unique path, and your path is significantly different than mine. My path is significantly different than even other readers, say Colleen at Spiritualistic, or Lexi with Lexi the Leo, or Taya with the Goddess of the Unknown. All of us have our own unique paths. We may practice certain things that are similar to each other. For instance, those are all tarot readers and oracle readers, but they do them in a different way, for we all have our own unique frequency, our own unique perspective. That's why a channel is going to be able to bring forth the same message energetically in a completely different way, because these energetic messages flow through our own unique filters, and our filters are based off of our own experiences and our own wisdom and our own knowledge base. For you, pile 3, the blessing that is coming forth is you harnessing the truth of who you are, and the truth that you are able to walk a path that may seem to be the same as someone else's, but it isn't. It is your path. There is an enlightenment here about what hope means to you, what the truth of hope is. It's about knowing that your destiny, your path, your purpose, your future, your fated events, all of those things are so intricately unique to you. And yet you're still interacting with other people who are on similar journeys. This is why we meet together as a community, as a collective. That is why there are people who come to this channel and people who drop away. That is why there are people who come into your life who stay for a short duration of time, or who stay for a very long duration of time, and yet they fall away, or they move away, or there's a distance, or they're what have you. It's because we all have our own unique path. You're in a state, in a place on your journey where the truth is the dominant energy, the truth of you shining your light and you knowing your path and your purpose. And it's because you're charting your path through the stars. Now, that may mean that you are an astrologer. That may mean that you're an astronomer. That may mean that you are an herbalist who chooses to flow with the cycles of the moon in order to do the planting and the harvesting within whatever it is that you are planting and harvesting. It means what it means to you, but what it means to you is unique to you. So this is about you recognizing that during this time of equal parts, day and night, you are coming to an equilibrium within yourself. And this equilibrium is illuminating a star-blessed truth within you, that you're able to branch out and interconnect yourself, whether this is galactic interconnections or whether it is connecting yourself to other bright shining stars and people and how they embody those stars. And you're drawing correlations and connections that some people just simply can't fathom. That doesn't mean that they're wrong, and it doesn't mean that you're wrong. When we step into a state of truth, that means that we're accepting certain things to be irrefutable, but those things are irrefutable to each and every one of us. My truth may not be your truth, and your truth may not be mine, but we choose what our truths are. Sometimes we see eye to eye on the truths, but sometimes we won't. Your blessing is that truth is what is going to dominate the next step on your journey. And you have recognized your own internal personal power enough to say, this is my truth. I'm the one that brings the water forth for the cranberries. I'm the one who pours it forth. And I do that because I'm aware of the guidance that I have all around me and the meaning that that guidance has, whether or not that guidance is something that you can find out in the world being shared or not. When I think about spirit animals, a lot of the times when I'm looking up the information on spirit animals. I will look up what other people have said about different cultures and religious beliefs and what these are symbolic of for them. But I also look up what the animals' patterns are. So I look up things like golden eagles because I saw a lot of golden eagles when I was in Montana. And I look at the fact that golden eagles are very territorial, but they're incredibly passive if they don't have any threat to their territory. They also are monogamous. And so they couple up, and they couple up oftentimes for life, and they build a territory in which they have a partner in that. And we see eagles oftentimes as solitary creatures, but not all of them are. Some of them aren't, and we can learn from them. We learn about the ways in which their growth is denoted based off of what their feathers look like. So you know whether it's considered a juvenile or whether it's considered an adult. You know whether it is at this place or this stage or that stage. And all of those things to me carry more than one signification, more than one meaning. When they come to us and they show us whether it's a baby fox or a grown fox, whether it is a snake. And if it's a snake, is it a poisonous snake or is it a docile snake, like a garter snake? What is it that you're seeing and what does it mean? What does it do out in the world and how does that correlate with you? Those are all ways that I find my own personal truths about spiritual messages. I blend the wisdom and the understanding of the spiritual realm alongside the physical realm to create a more holistic understanding within myself. For you, this is about your truth coming to the forefront and you blending and building and creating the truth of whatever it is in your life that you need to build that truth on, and then saying, this truth is what came first, middle, and last. This truth is what I am choosing to ingest. This truth is what I take in to my psyche and into my awareness. Nothing else. This is a spiritual truth, a higher truth, a more aware truth. It comes from internally. It comes from me. And the blessing is that that truth is going to be tantamount to everything in your life. It doesn't have to be a complicated truth. It could just be something as simple as the sky is blue. And even though it's the truth for everybody, it means something different to you because it means that blue is correlated to the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is about speaking the truth. So when we look up at the blue of the sky, we get infused with this energy of power in our truth, power in speaking, power in sharing our voice. It doesn't have to be complex and it doesn't have to be simple. It is what you determine it to be. So let's take a deeper look here. We have scrying mirror with projection, the warrior, and financial health. And again, we have a lot of birds and butterflies and symbolism here. So this is about you recognizing that when you move forward into a state of, this is what I want for my life, this is what I'm creating for my life, I want this financial health and I'm going to have this financial health because it's going to be my truth. Sometimes the warrior doesn't fight. Sometimes the warrior simply sees through the illusions, sees the projection, sees the ways in which this world is mirroring a truth back to us. And the warrior really stands firmly in their own personal power and says, I see what the world is reflecting back to me, and I see what the universe is showing me, and I'm going to choose to operate in that way. I'm not going to accept any projections from other people. I'm going to share my truth. They can choose for that to be their truth, or they can choose for that to not be, but I'm going to stand very firmly in who I am and what I am here to do. And I'm going to create from this place the abundance that is right for me. Wow. Wow. Okay. Pile 3. I'm here for this message. I got to tell you, I am totally 100% here for it. Let's get a little bit deeper. What does pile 3 need to know about their abundance. I think I said pile 2 for you guys. I don't know if I did or not, but if I did, that might mean there are messages for you. If I didn't and it doesn't resonate, please don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. So we've got the 3 of Wands, and look, she is looking out over these ships, and we can wonder when we're on solid land, how do the ships find their way? There's no lighthouse to be seen. So how are they navigating their way through the waters? How are they navigating their way through all of this? And they're doing that because they're tapping into the power of the sky above them. And now the sky has turned yellow, which to me says this is about your solar plexus chakra. This is about your personal power. This is about you recognizing that when you speak your truth, you're speaking from a place of personal power. So you want to know, you want to be aware. What is it that they use? How do they do that? And this comes right back to the message about the stars. It's learning how to chart the stars, even if you have your feet planted on firm ground. We have the sun. Okay. Yeah. Shining forth and shining bright. You know, the goddess Themis, she doesn't use her eyes. She hears, but she uses her intuition. She doesn't trust what is put in front of her because she understands that there are projections, but she feels into it. And this is about you allowing yourself to open up more into feeling, experiencing, sensing, using your psychic gifts, opening those up more fully, and recognizing your higher self being a powerful force within your life. The Knight of Cups, a powerful force that is leading you on your journey for ultimate fulfillment, for your own passions and purpose. And then we have the Page of Wands. This blessing is about you really becoming more you than anything else, recognizing all the different parts of you, from the teenager to the inner child to the adult to all the different manifestations of yourself, how they come forth, how they present themselves in your own way, and recognizing that it's a worthy endeavor to love all aspects of yourself. It's also a worthy endeavor to engage in the passions and the inspiration that all those pieces bring forth to you, for all those pieces have learned lessons and gone through journeys in order for you to really grow and change and meld, and learning that you're the one holding the cup. You're the one holding the water. You are the one that is ready to shine forth into the world. Why? Because you see how other people chart their path, but now it's time for you to realize the truth of how you want your path to be charted, how you want your path to move forward. Pile 3, this energy that is a blessing for you it's an awareness. More than anything, it's an awareness. And I know that might be hard to hear, because with financial health out here, you just want to hear like, oh yeah, you guys are going to win the lottery. But if you're going to win the lottery, you're going to be the one that knows that you're going to win the lottery. It's going to be a truth that you know within yourself. So I can't give that to you, because that would be me projecting some sort of expectation out there. So what is it that you want this message to be? What truth do you want it to have? What truth do you want it to hold? Because it is up to you. There's an affirmation that talks about how money flows easily to you. I can't remember what it is. I want to say it's a money affirmation. But if you feel like money slips through your finger, like holding on to water, realize that you're the one holding an entire basin full of water. You carry a cup with you while you're riding a horse. You are the water. You are the sun. You are the spark. You are the flame. You are the inspiration. You're the warrior. You're the one who has done the battles. You are the one who has endured. You're the one that chooses, because you are the star, and it's time for you to allow yourself to shine forth. Now, some of you might be just genuinely meant to be a star out in the world. How does that manifest for you? Does that manifest in a 9-to-5 job? Does that manifest in Hollywood? Does that manifest in the music scene? Does that manifest here on YouTube? How does it manifest? When you look at people and you think, oh my gosh, I wish I could be like that. Why do you wish that? Do you wish that because that's genuinely what you want to be, or because you recognize a part of yourself within those people's energies and you wish that you could tap into it, because now is the time for you to be able to see the truth of yourself and tap more deeply into it? So let's get some final messages for you guys from the T. Okay. All right. We have The Plans Have Enough Spirit to Transform Our Limited Vision by Rosemary Gladstar. This is a lot like what I was talking about recognizing all the different ways that things are out there, how they grow, how they are created, and seeing that there's more wisdom to them than just what we think of them as representing spiritually. There is significantly more to it. It says, give thanks for unknown blessings that are already on the way. Yes, celebrate your successes and failures. Both required great courage. I want to put this on the warrior because that's a big, important energy. When you see something as a failure, do you celebrate it or do you berate yourself for it? Because when we see something as a perceived failure, what it is a lesson. It teaches us. But in order to have a grand failure, you first have to take a huge leap into the unknown. You have to trust in something bigger. And nothing in that way is a failure because you're learning and growing from it. Oftentimes, our perception determines the projection of the energy or how things are. When we project failure onto something, that is what it becomes because that's what we perceive it as. But we determine our world based off of our perception. It says, today I have grown taller from walking with the trees. Imagine, if you will, that you could just walk outside and tap into the energy of Mother Nature and feel that uplifting energy, feel that knowingness, feel that strength and that power within yourself. What is telling you that you can't? It's just like someone set sail in, the mid 1500s. They set sail into waters that they didn't know. And the only guidance they had was the stars, but the stars made those people immortal. Those stars made those people warriors, and they made them legends. The stars did that by giving them a course, by giving them a path, by giving them advice and guidance. That's what the stars did. And that's something that we look at as an inanimate object, something up in the sky, something we can't touch or taste or anything other than see. But we learned how to utilize them in a completely different way. It says, be kind to others, but always be compassionate to yourself. Remember that the truth that you hold is the truth of you. Each and every one of us as individuals are worthy of a truth, a compassion, a perception, a projection of what our life is going to be. When we project that outward, we create it, we manifest it, and then we interact with it on a personal level, and that's what it becomes. This is about you recognizing all those moments that you have possibly been really hard on yourself, perceiving it as a failure. Be very compassionate moving forward because those failures brought you here. Those failures brought you strength. Those failures made you a warrior. Those failures are what lead you on the path to financial health. The light bulb failed how many times before it became a light bulb? Same with the phone. Same with any invention that we have in this world. It first had to fail, which means that each failure is one step closer to success. So have compassion for those moments that have hurt, that have knocked you down, because those moments are what have given you more inspiration, greater clarity on your path, and have helped you shine even brighter so you can move forward towards your passionate, purposeful future. Wow. Okay. Pile 3. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for this energy. Thank you for everything that you do for yourself, because what you do for yourself, you do for the collective. And I want you to know how grateful I am. I want to say thank you so much to your guides, my guides, the Great Spirit, for connecting these energies and allowing these messages to flow through my filter and spread out from here to reach the collective so that they may know that they are blessed and that their truth is a powerful force in their life. Thank you. Pile 3, thank you again. If this resonated, please do those YouTube things. Comment on this video. I would love to get your feedback, but also I love knowing when it hits, when it resonates, how it helps. I love interacting with you guys. It truly does fill my heart and soul. So thank you so much. You can always like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. And if you check out the links in the description box, there are links to donate to my channel if you feel called. So this is where I leave you, Pile 3. Thank you again for being here. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. If you chose the 4th rune, the moon, as well as the card Autumn Equinox and the number 3, this is your message about what blessings Mabon is bringing in. This Autumn Equinox card says, nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this experience or a couple of experiences that I had recently. So my best friend just moved to my city and we were in her new kitchen area and I was talking about her getting a table for that area, getting around one to help, ease the square of the room and kind of soften the energy in that area. And I saw this bright flash of light and I thought it was her light flickering. And I asked her about it and she said, well, there was a car that drove by. Maybe it was just a reflection off your truck's windshield. And I said, yeah, maybe. And I kind of put that out of my head. It was just one of those chance things of the light hitting weird. But this morning I was driving and I saw that flash of light again, but it was inside my truck and it was by the radio. And I was listening to the song Affirmations by Gray Ziegler. And I noticed in the mornings when I listen to that song, my whole day starts off on this like bright note, this upbeat, uplifted note. And I just kind of am like, I can conquer anything. I can conquer the world. When I started getting your energy set and I pulled the cards and I sat here really meditating on it, I looked at the clock and it was 2:22 and it was 81 degrees outside. It's now 2:37 and 83 degrees outside. And so the change has already been made so that those numbers are no longer part of where this energy is. But it doesn't mean that those numbers weren't a part of the energy to begin with. And that's an energy with this autumn equinox card. It's recognizing that even if there is something that has passed, something that has happened that we may relegate to coincidence, we may relegate to this or to that, it doesn't mean that it isn't part of the whole of everything that is going on within the whole of everything, but also within your own unique journey and your own unique path. When we're talking about the autumnal equinox or Mabon itself, this is about a time when the day and the night are equal in the sky. It is 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night kind of thing. And we're moving through an energy and a phase where we're starting to recognize the moon more than the sun, because when Mabon passes, then it is longer nights and shorter days. These are natural cycles. For you, Pile 4, you're moving into a moon phase, which aligns you to the greater whole of everything. This card says nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. We can focus so much on the sun. We focus on the sun even in zodiacal terms. We look at when the sun enters a sign, we have begun that sign's season. And when the sun exits and enters a new sign or ingresses into the next sign, then it starts a new zodiacal season. And we mark time based off of the sun on a calendar. We mark time in that way so often, and we focus on the sun because the sun is the brightest luminary. It gives us life. It heats our planet and it helps create photosynthesis so that our plants can grow and life can exist within this realm. But the moon cycles and phases determine the tides of the water and the flow of energy. And the moon, if you go based off of the theory of separation, so to speak, or I think it's called the theory of impact. The scientific theory is that the moon is a chunk of the earth, but also of a secondary planet. And this other planet was about the size of Mars, and it impacted the earth millions and millions and millions of years ago. And it broke off a piece of the earth as well as parts of that planet. And those pieces came and formed together within the gravitational field of the earth to create the moon. And the moon doesn't actually give off any light itself. It reflects light back to the planet. It reflects the sun's light. So there are times where the nights are longer and the days are shorter, and we forget. We forget the power of the sun. And the moon is there to remind us of that power, to remind us that we're all connected. The moon being, under that theory, being a part of the earth itself, we can look at the moon in our natal charts and say, this is the part of myself that I feel the most disconnected with instead of the most connected to, because that is the part that feels like it is separate from me. And then we can work to remember that no part of ourselves are separate, that we are intrinsically whole as we are. We come into this world, and as babies and children, we remember so much of the spiritual. And then over time and experience, we forget. And those of us who have awakened, we begin to remember once more those things that we had always remembered, which means that those things are still a part of us, which means that those things are still a part of the all, a part of the whole. This energy, this blessing of yours is this intuitive awareness of the interconnected nature, the wholeness that is you, the entire journey that you have been on, the ways in which things have seemed off kilter at times, or the way that you may have felt as though you're disconnected. And in a big way, this is you being more connected to your divine feminine energy, to your receptivity, to the awareness and the guidance that is a higher realm of energy coming forth, coming down, filtering down into this 3D reality so that you can touch it, taste it, feel it, experience it in a way that is so tangible that other people can't really tell you it's not real, and that you don't even have the ability to tell yourself it's not real. I stopped a long time ago telling myself that things that I experience can't possibly be real, because I came to this awareness that I'm the one that determines whether they're real or not. Nobody else does. And it doesn't matter if another person says that thing is not real. That didn't really happen because they didn't experience it. So of course it's not going to be real to them. It's not their experience. This is about you coming into this intuitive awareness of more, grander, greater. And in doing so, you become more aware of all the ways in which your life has been part of the whole, but your life has always been whole because you have always been whole. And that's a very, very beautiful energy to be unfolding for you during this Mabon season. So I want to take a look a little bit deeper, because I feel like your divine feminine is really coming forth a lot more than it has before, which means that you may end up going through a lot more of those spiritual experiences, just like those flashes of light. You know, when I see an orb of light, I don't really second guess it these days because spirit's everywhere. Spirit is all around us. And it's a beautiful thing when spirit is like, I want you to see me. I want you to notice me. I want you to take part in an energetic exchange with me, because those energetic exchanges hold the power and the potential to awaken us to even more of ourselves. We have Oracle and Wisdom. I love this. The High Priestess of Spirit and Peace. This is a lot of powerful divine feminine energy coming to you, a lot of spiritual energy coming to you. It's coming to you to help you understand more about the journey of what brought you here, how you got to this exact point in time in your life. When we are seeking awareness of just why we're where we're at, it can be really confusing. It can be a challenge because we don't want to look necessarily at the hard things. And if you guys can hear the singing music, that is my dishwasher finishing. And yes, I get really excited every time it does that just because I have a dishwasher that sings. But if you didn't hear that, that was what just came singing through my house. But even that, my dishwasher singing means that the dishes that were dirty are now clean and they can be put away. And my kitchen can feel more whole and put together. And that means the energy in my kitchen is more whole and put together. That means the energy that I put forth when I'm in there cooking or doing any kind of, intention work is more whole and put together. All of these things are things that are happening and occurring in your life in their own unique ways in order to help you see the wisdom of what it means to be a part of everything. And your divine feminine, she holds this energy of peace. And we all have divine feminine and divine masculine within us. It doesn't matter whether you identify in gender terms as a male or a female or whatever. It matters that we have these energies within each and every one of us. And we can tap into the energies and learn about them and understand them and build our base of wisdom. You have a wisdom of knowing, of intuition. You are an oracle, but you're an oracle of spirit that brings more peace to this world than you may have ever possibly realized. As I sit in your energy, I just feel calm. I feel elated. I feel alive. I feel purposeful and peaceful. And that's just within your energy field. There's an energy during this Mabon season of true divine wisdom, true divine protection, and of an energy of a high priestess, psychic knowingness coming forth, and you finding a sense of peace in your gifts. Sometimes that's what we need, to feel that sense of peace, because we have these gifts and we have these abilities that not everybody understands, and maybe we don't understand it ourselves. And the journey to figuring out how they work and how they flow and all of that can be one that is so confusing that peace seems like a very long, long way off. But when you open yourself to receiving it and you allow your intuition to show you how to feel it and how it can present itself, you come into that state more clearly, more profoundly. It's here for you if you choose to accept it. So let's get a little bit deeper with the tarot cards. Guides, spirit, and the universe. For pile 4. I just got like a fae energy from the Two.Oshun de Danaan. And these are the fae energies. They've been relegated to the land of mythological energies. But who says that they're mythological? People with rational, logical reasoning say, okay, these can't be real because I don't see them or feel them or experience them. So they have to be a myth in order to teach our children. But then everything that we can't see or feel or touch has to be some sort of fictional myth. That isn't necessarily the case. You have the sun here, you have the sun and the moon, and you have the autumnal equinox here with the sun and the moon. This is an energy of shining forth the things that people say are not real. And you say, no, this is real. This is my experience. This is real. And celebrating that, coming together with others in celebration, coming together with others of like minds, coming together with those energies and recognizing those energies in your everyday life so that you recognize that, man, when you shine forth, you shine forth. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and Justice on the back. And this is a progression from the Wheel of Fortune to Justice. So this is about you recognizing, okay, this is where I'm going. This is where I'm moving to. I see that there is a balance, that there is a harmony. And I recognize that when I choose to engage in these energies, when I choose to engage and shine forth what I know, I accept everything and everyone. They don't have to accept me, but I accept it because I have that wisdom that my peace comes from within. My peace comes from the acceptance and the awareness and the love that I hold within myself and that I have to give to the rest of the world. And in doing so, I really do set up a stage and an energy and a presence of just true celebration at this experience that is life. And so we can look at this world as being just subject to fate and destiny, and we don't have a say, or I can say, I get to interact with both of it. I get to be a part of all of it. I get to share my wisdom, share my peace, share my gifts, and I get to experience all of these things as well. So I want to get just some final messages. I really hope that this resonates for you guys, just because this energy here just feels more confirmatory than anything else. It feels like just that little bit of a boost of reminding you that you are whole and you are part of the whole. It says, "Bring Me the Sunset in a Cup" by Emily Dickinson. I love that. And also, how strange that nature does not knock, yet does not intrude. This is about recognizing that some energies, they're always there. They're always there to help, and they're always lending a helping hand. And even if we don't see them necessarily, they're always there, but they're never intrusive. They never force anything on you. And you can embody this for yourself as well. And then we have talking to plants is one way of talking directly to spirit. Yes. Yes. Your potential self is infinite, which means that you have unlimited potential. When we feel like we have to doubt ourselves or our gifts or our experiences, we can feel like our entire potential is being doubted. Because if our gifts and experiences are wrong and we need to question them, then doesn't that make us wrong? And doesn't that mean that we have to be questioned? But when we sit in this state of wisdom and spiritual energy and receptivity and peace, we say, I understand that I have all of this potential. And that makes me an infinite being. And if I'm an infinite being, then I am part of the whole of infinity. And infinity is never ending, never beginning. It just is, just like love. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? So it's, again, with that question, are not flowers the stars of the earth? Then we can look at the stars and look at the flowers and see that they are one and the same if we choose to perceive it that way. Breath is the voice of your soul. And finally, personal growth lies within the unknown. Courage permits you to explore this space. So when we step into divine feminine energy, when we step into the mystical and the magical realms, when we become the oracle and we engage as a high priestess of spirit, whether you are male or female, when you move and flow with all of these energies, when you realize that it's about balancing the energies between masculine and feminine action and receptivity and creativity and movement and this and that, when we realize that that's what we can do, that we have that within ourselves, we get to explore so much more of ourselves internally, but also of ourselves externally. We get to explore how I am like the tree and the tree is like me, how the vines and their resilience and their dedication to growth and spreading and coloring the world with what they have to offer. They grow, but they don't destroy, and they shine and share what they have to offer. They're just like you. They're just like me. We're here to shine ourselves. We share what we have, but not pushy, not forcing. It's about being in your own space and sharing that space by just being you and showing everybody how whole we all are by being whole in and of yourself and saying, you can join me here. You can see this here for yourself in your own way. I'm going to keep exploring all that this world and this life and this incarnation has to offer for me. Breathing deeply and allowing your soul to come forth with every intake and every exhale that you make. Your life becomes a moving prayer, a living testament to everything that is. Pile 4, peace. Peace is the number one thing. Peace and the number 222. So this is what I have for you, pile 4. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for this energy. Thank you for opening this energy up so that I can bring these messages forth. Thank you for working with me. And thank you for working with spirit. I want to say thank you also to your guides and mine and the Great Spirit for connecting our energies and flowing these messages forth so beautifully and with such soft, gentle love. Thank you. Pile 4, if this resonated, please feel free to do those fun YouTube things, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I love your guys' comments. I love interacting with you. I say that all the time. I do genuinely mean it. It really does fill my heart and my soul up. So thank you so much for everything you do. There are links in the description box if you guys are interested in donating to the channel. All those links can be found, like I said, in the description box. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you here. Happy Mabon. I wish you all the best blessings, and I will see you at my next reading. I love you all. Bye.